students, in this video we are going to discuss about 12th standard computer science chapter 3 topic LEGB rule. What is LEGB rule? LEGB rule is used to decide the order in which the scopes are to be searched for scope resolution. LEGB rule is used to decide the order in which the scope decide the order in which the scope are to be searched for scope resolution. Or to be searched for what? Scope resolution. Next, L for local scope. L for local scope. E for enclosed scope. G for global scope. B for built-in scope. What is meaning of LEGB? L for local scope. E for enclosed scope. G for global scope and B for built-in scope. Next, type of variables scope. There are 4 types of scope, variable scope, local scope, enclosed scope, global scope and built-in scope. Here one example. X is equal to outer x variable. X variable x, this is a x is a variable. Variable x is a variable equal to outer x variable. Second step, disp of. Disp of means display of function. Third step, x equal to inner x variable. Fourth step, print x. Fifth step, display of. Here, x equal to outer x variable. Next, display of the inner. This is a function part. A function within a variable x. Here, this is a variable x and this is a variable x. That are same? No. That is very different of. This is a inner part of function. This is a outer part of function. You understand, students? This is a inner part of function variable x. This one is a outer part of function variable x. Next, fourth step. Print of x. What's the output? This one, assign these values. Outer x variable. Print of x, the output is outer x variable. Next, disp of function. This function assign the output is inner x variable. That's a different output displayed. Okay. Students, this one is outer part of the function and display the output outer x variable. Here inner part of the function display. So the output is inner x variable. Next topic. What is local scope? What is local scope? Local scope refers to variable defined in current function. What is local scope? Local scope refers to the variable defined in current function. Next, that scope is defined only in a function, current function. So, this one is a local scope. Second one, global scope. A variable which is declared outside of all the function in a program. Variable which is declared outside of all the function in a program is called as global scope. Third one, enclosed scope. A variable which is declared inside a function which contains another function definition. A variable which is declared inside a function which contains another function definition is called as enclosed scope. This enclosed scope is also called as nested scope. With one inside a function and contain another function. So this is a nested scope. Fourth function scope, built-in built-in scope. What is built-in scope? Built-in scope has all the names that are preloaded into the program. That has all the names. Built-in function that has all the names that are preloaded in the program. That means preloaded in the program means entire part of the program, beginning of the program. Entire part means beginning of the program is known as built-in scope. For example, here first step disp off, second step assign the value 10, third step disp 1 off, fourth step print A, fifth step disp 1 off, sixth step print A, seventh step disp off. Here disp 1 off print A. This is a local scope. This one is a local scope. A scope within a function is known as local scope. What is local scope? A scope within a function is known as inside the function, or inside the function is known as local scope. Next, second one, what is global scope? Here, this one is a global scope. This one is a global scope. The variable declared outside of the function. The function disp1, the variable declared in the outside of the function is known as global scope. Next, nested scope. A function inside the function and contains another function is known as nested function. There is a nested scope. The entire part of a program is known as built-in function scope. Entire part of the program is known as built-in scope. So this is a types of scope.